see you here for day 2 of the 5-day self-mastery for success challenge. So I just want to double check that we are live. It looks like we are good on Facebook. Awesome. Let me know who's here. I'm just going to pull up Facebook on my computer so I can see the comments. Yay. Awesome. It's so great to see you here. Okay, so now everyone should have your workbooks with you. So let me know if you don't have it. Check your emails. I know some people say that they found it in their spam folders. So definitely check your spam folder. Lighting's a little weird. Definitely check your spam folders if you're not getting it. And you can also take notes in your notebook because I'm going to be explaining everything as well too. Awesome. Okay, so how did we do on the homework yesterday from day 1 when we were talking about understanding the self and the mind? So yeah, please feel free to write your answers down. I know I saw a couple people's wrote down their homework, so I'd love to kind of dive into that because our beliefs are so important. Our belief is really what's going to control our behavior. And so you have to understand, yeah, like what your beliefs are and then where they came from. And then, like I was saying yesterday, to change your story. So looks like, yeah, we had Amber and Crystal sharing some of their beliefs. And thank you for doing that. And, you know, our beliefs come from when we were younger and how we were brought up. And so you're like really taking on like generations of beliefs and belief systems and paradigms and programs that people have been run on, and then that you get taught that. So that's just kind of how you live. And so definitely don't feel like guilty or shameful, worried. It's all possible to change it. And the fact that you're here and you're doing this deep dive work, this is where it all starts. So super exciting you're here. All right. So I just want to check on some of the comments. But oh, there we go. There we are. Okay. So really, having no fears, if you have absolutely no fears, what would you do? Let's see, what did we get? So yeah, staying in the past memories of hurt and pain and emptiness, that definitely doesn't serve you. That it's a great realization. So now that you know that you feel that, then we can go back into that connection that we had with ourselves when you really get quiet and still and realize that you are the I am power. And you guys had beautiful messages on who you truly are. So constantly going back to that. And I would make a post-it note and stick it on your mirror and say, yeah, I am the light of the world. I am the power flowing through the universe. Like you are that ultimate creator, that loved child of God. So make sure that you have those reminders everywhere. I have like post-its and notes and everything everywhere. And so write that down. All right, Crystal. Yeah, let go and let God. That's exactly what we need to be doing. And the thing is, yeah, when you trust, so she was saying if I was fearless, I would trust my intuition that what ventures are for me and what's not for me. Because trust would settle every problem. Now, I mentioned this yesterday, but it's so important because when things are always happening for your good and you just trust you're in the right place at the right time, then you don't have to worry. So that's, just letting yourself being guided. All right, well, I really want to dive into today's lesson. So we're on creating a clear life vision for yourself, because you have to be crystal clear on where you want to go. And it can change in the meantime. And definitely, like I was saying, you don't need to know the exact route because there's going to be different routes to get to a destination. Just like when you're doing your GPS in your phone, it'll tell you, do you want to take 280? Do you want to take El Camino? Do you want to take 101? So you get to choose the route, but you have to know where you're going. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Awesome. All right. So I'd love to see who's here. Hey, everyone. Heather, good evening from England. Awesome. Sierra, good morning. Griselle, good morning, ladies. So good to see you here. I love it, love it. All right, so pull out your workbooks and let's get started. Okay. And I'd love for you to, if you haven't done day 1 homework, go into the post and definitely do that, because it's not about just getting the information, but really implementing on what we learn. So it's so important because our beliefs are controlling our behavior. So we want to understand what our beliefs are, and then how we got them, and then changing them and telling a new story, and then creating that powerful vision. So I said in that homework, are your beliefs ultimately true? And then when you know, like, no, I am the light of the world, I really have nothing to be worried about because I know I'm loved and guided and directed. So do the homework, because this is going to be stuff you can hold on to for a long time. And then making sure that you're writing it in your notebook, because then you can keep this with you. I actually just pulled up. So I did this life vision with one of my coaches a long time ago. We actually did a 10-year vision. And so, yeah, so this is from like 2018. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I just talked about who I want to be. So I have a retreat in the Caribbean. This was my 10-year vision. And so you have to have a clear vision. And then I also was studying this morning. I was looking at, I think his name's John something, but he has this program called Life Book. And so you do a 10-year vision for yourself, and then you write who you are in each of the different categories. So one of them is like my character, my health. So he had a picture of him when he was 29. And then at 49, he looks exactly the same. I mean, his hairline went back a little bit, but for the most part, his body's physique looks the same. And that's the thing, because we think in images, like I was mentioning yesterday, when you can have that vision and then you look at it constantly, then you just like, that's me, that's how I am. So I'm going to wake up, instead of going for a walk, I'm going to go for a run, because that's the physique that my image is telling me, I have, and that I live by. All right. Okay. So we are going to create a GPS location for where we want to go. Okay, so if you had all the resources and all the time available to you, what would you do? And think really, really big. So I know a lot of people yesterday were saying that they would, do business ventures, but I want you to think, like, what is the business venture? You have all the money and all the time in the world. What would you do? You could do anything, anything. What does that look like? So do you want to be a coach? So you just have to know, like, you don't have to know exactly what, but you don't have to know exactly how, but you have to know exactly what. So I want to be a coach. So, when you like make money, it's just an exchange of value. So instead of like carrying sheep around, we're just carrying money around and we're exchanging for value. So yeah, money mindset's a whole nother topic, which I do love. And I dive into in our abundance program. And I didn't mention this yesterday, but I'm going to be giving everything I have. You guys, please feel free to ask any questions you have. At the end of the 5 days, if you do want to do a deeper dive with me, I'm going to be doing a 6-month mastermind, abundance mastermind, and business accelerator. Last time we really focused on the mindset with a little bit of business, but this time we're really going to be doing mindset the first couple of months and then diving into your business. So you actually are showing up with, or you're coming out with a business. Either you have a business and you want it to grow and you're getting more clients, or you're starting a business and you're getting your first clients. So that's going to be super exciting. So what does this clear life vision look like for you? So I would say think at least like 5 years out, because what people do is they underestimate what they can do in 5 years and they overestimate what they can do in like 5 months. It really takes time, because we have all these beliefs and programs and paradigms that we're living on. So we have to slowly, break each one. So if you've, just the way that you talk, you eat, you wake up, the actions you do, how you're showing up for sales calls or prospecting or networking, it's all, there's so much into who you are. And so all those beliefs and all those levels of change you want to do are going to take time. So you have to definitely give yourself time. So I would say look 5-10 years out in the big vision, and you'll probably notice once you write that down and you see it, you'll start knocking it off a whole lot faster. All right. So I want to see if you have any comments here. Yeah, I love seeing you guys here. So let's see. Talk to me about what your vision is. If you could do anything, if you can accomplish anything in the next 5-10 years, what would you want to accomplish? And so we'll go into some of these questions, because then that'll help kind of create the vision for you. You guys, I love seeing you here. And one of the things that I have is Rachel Hollis has this Start Today planner. I actually got a question in my DMs yesterday, just saying how I have such a positive attitude. And one of the things is, and this is part of my character, I really want to have an attitude of gratitude. And so yeah, Rachel Hollis has this like 10 dreams in 10 years, 10 dreams I made happen. And then, so you start off doing 5 things you're grateful for every morning, and then the 10 things, and you just keep writing the same 10 things over and over and over again. And then like the one you want to achieve first. So she had wrote this down and just amazed herself. And all of these happened way before 10 years. The thing is, you're just impressing it on your subconscious mind. So I was mentioning just how powerful our subconscious minds are. So we have to definitely, it starts with beliefs. That's what we went over yesterday. And then impressing this image and this clear life vision onto your subconscious mind. Okay, so let's get into some of the questions. And then please tell me some of the visions that you're coming up with. And I'd like to unpack it for you. And if you have any questions about it, then let me know so we can really work through this together. You choose the route, but yes, you don't need to know where you're going. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so feel free to share with me what you're up to, because I love hearing it. This is like my life's work, is helping other people live with passion and live with purpose and really do stuff that makes them feel filled up. There's so many people that are working and miserable and depressed and they hate their life. And I've been there where I was like sad and depressed when I was bullied as a child and I thought I didn't matter and I didn't, what I had to say didn't matter. And I just took whatever came to me. I didn't, consciously create my life. I really lived from the outside in instead of inside out. And I was miserable. And at the, I was young, so, you don't really know better, but, it was a really dark, low point for me. And I don't want anyone to ever feel like they don't matter or they can't live a life that's going to fulfill them and light them up. Like, we have beautiful gifts that we were given, to me by God, universe, just the creator, and we're all put on earth for a reason. You have the gifts that you are given for a reason. And those desires that are put on your heart, it's because you were made to fulfill them. Like, God's not going to give you a desire that, he's not going to help you fulfill, because that's not nice. That's not how God is. So, all right, let's dive into this. So we can kind of unpack some of the goals that you have. But right now, when you do have a goal, so this is the importance of putting the goal on your subconscious mind, because with the goal card, so I have a goal card, it's in my purse, but I have it and I carry it with me all the time. I'm getting distracted by looking at Facebook. Okay. So when you can look at it constantly and not just looking at it, but feeling it as true. So for me, I wanted to impact 100,000 lives, like positively impact 100,000 lives. Like, that was like my big mission. And I wanted to do that through speaking, coaching, courses, online programs. And so that was, I didn't know exactly what program. So when I came up with the Abundance Mastermind program, it was really interesting because it just came to me so fast. And it was just like a download. Like, I know that this is it. So like yesterday we had kind of meditated on just getting connected with self. And that's how it happens. When you can get connected with yourself, then you just start like becoming an open channel for receiving the downloads and the messages and really developing that intuition. So I was just on my mastermind call, because I was, in Bob Proctor's program, we created a mastermind. And then on that call, I was, thinking about what's the next move I'm going to do. I'd done one-on-one coaching and I was like, I want to really do it more in a group setting. Do I want to create a course? Do I want to do an online program, a small group coaching course? And then after the call, it just came to me like, no, you're going to do a mastermind and it's going to be called the Abundance Mastermind. And it was just like a knowing. So that's kind of how it comes to you. So I would say if you are really getting confused on what it is you want to do, then just get really quiet. And I do have a guide. It's on discovering the 7 steps to discovering your perfect business idea. And basically it says, like, what do you do when you are lost in flow? So that flow state where you could go for hours, you could just binge on YouTube all night long and just lose track of time. The sun's up. Like, that's the kind of flow, because that's the kind of work that, you're passionate about. And you probably have so much more research on the topic than you're really giving yourself credit for. So think of it, what you're doing when you're in flow. How do you help people already for free just because you love it? Like, those are the kind of things. I know, like my best friend, she's so into fashion and photography. And so I was like, start, a side business doing that. And so she's been actually selling clothes on Poshmark, and she's been making great money because she has so many extra clothes. So it's like, even if it's just a side hustle, like doing something that you love. Like, she loves going through clothes. She loves shopping. She, will go to the thrift store and find a bunch of finds and sell it. Like, she just loves shopping, and that's just her. And so now she found a little side gig, apart from her job at Stanford, making some money. So it's like, what do you just love to do that you would just do for free? Like, she would come organize my closet and put outfits together for me. So what would you do for free? And then who do you look up to? Who do you admire that's doing the same similar things? So me, one of my mentors is Lisa Nichols. I'm going to be going to her retreat at her house. She was like inviting us into her house in September. It like got pushed back twice because of COVID, but I'm super excited. But she's someone I looked up to, and her vision was motivating the masses. And that's like super, broad. She didn't know exactly how she was going to do that. And even one of her programs is like the Speakers Mastermind. And that just came through her talking to her audience. So it's really just about getting started and taking that first step and start talking to people, ask people, what do you, what have I helped you with? And then, what kind of books are you reading? Like looking into what you're studying. So I don't want to get too much into the weeds in that because I want to like create the vision. But yeah, really thinking about what you love to do. So yeah, feel free to drop in some of your visions that you really want to accomplish in the next 5 to 10 years. So if you want to be maybe provide jewelry, provide health products, health services, if it's network marketing, what rank do you want to get into in the company? And see yourself, like if say you're doing some network marketing and you want to be at that like gold standard, I don't know exactly all the names for it, but see yourself walking across the stage, accepting the award for maybe $1 million a year. Like you made $1 million in a year and you have the plaque and you're walking on stage, you see the audience is standing up ranting and raving. They're so inspired because they want that for themselves, and because you did it, they know it's possible for them. Like really cultivating that feeling and getting that clear vision. And that's that's how it happens. Another one of my mentors, which is why it's so important to have like really powerful people around you to show what's possible. But Lisa Natali, she has the Teachers of God Foundation with her husband, Bill Free. And she was on my vision board party that I had a couple months ago. And she showed us her plaque. So she hit the $1 million mark in her business. And so she showed us the plaque. And, she's like, I usually don't show this to anybody, but it's the vision. And she had visualized that. And then it came to pass. So that's like the importance of visualizing. So get really clear on your goal. And if you don't know it right now, just write it in the comments when we get done, because I really want you to write this goal on a goal card and look at it as often as possible. And then also I can help you kind of like, pick it out and do some digging into what that big goal looks like for you. If you already have a business and you already have a goal, maybe it's an income goal, an impact goal, write that down too. I'd love to hear what you're working on. Okay, so we kind of talked about creating the image and visualizing it. And you really want to visualize it right when you wake up. So that's when we're in that theta brainwave state. And then visualize it when you're going to sleep. And so what I did before when I was talking about walking on stage, like kind of rampage on that. That's like an Abraham Hicks term, but it's basically just kind of like, oh, people are getting such great. You say you want to be a best-selling author. If my book's in the hands of people and they're loving the book, their lives are being transformed, like they're becoming healthier and happier because of my book. And not only are they becoming happier, but their families are becoming happier and healthier. And it's just a ripple effect for change. Like just kind of go on a tangent and let that. So Abraham Hicks says, be in that state of vibration for 17 seconds. So that's why, that's where you want to, at least for 17 seconds, just be in that state and riff on it and feel how good it feels to be making such a big impact. And think of, a particular person that, maybe is writing you a letter. I know with book writing, it's one of the things I want to do in the next 10 years is have a best-selling book right on my goal list. And they say to write a testimonial from someone who read your book and look at that and use that as motivation to really inspire you. Okay, so then the next thing, after I was thinking, really emotionally involved with that goal. So how will it change your life to achieve that goal? So will you be able to, just be a role model to your family and your community? Will you be able to buy your dream house? Just, be financially free, not have to worry about, like if you can, go out to dinner tonight, or if you can buy that, whatever. Maybe it's a lifestyle goal where it's like, now we get to travel twice a year and go see the world. So, how is it going to change your life? And then who else's life is going to change when you achieve that goal? So thinking from the end, we definitely want to have the end, thinking from the end. We're going to talk about stepping into that person. Let's see, what are you guys saying? Awesome. So good to see you guys here. And let me know if you're getting any value, if anything's sticking out to you. I'd love to hear. Yes. I love that you're from England. So perfect. Okay. And then why? It's so important why we want to do this, because that's what's going to get us out of bed in the morning. And you have to think big. Your why has to be so much bigger than you, because if it's just oh, like I want more money, like it's gonna, at first, like you have to know how much more money, because you might find, like the universe might just give you a penny and then be like, all right, well, you said you wanted more money and there's like more than you had yesterday. But no, it's like, you really have to be clear. So it's like, I want this much money, and then you have something to work towards, but make it so big that it's, that like the small problems don't even seem relevant, because you're like, I have this huge mission, that I can't even worry about that tiny little problem, because my mission's so big and so grand. And then also it gets you more excited. And then why do you want it so much? So when you think of like, oh, I'm going to make an impact on other people, my family is, I'm going to be a role model for my family. Like your why really has to be bigger than you to really get you excited and motivated. At least that's what I found in my research. So really thinking about why this is so important that you achieve that goal. Maybe you don't want to go back to, a miserable job, and that's a huge why. And then who would, benefit from you not being at a miserable job? Your kids, your relationships. There's a whole bunch of people. So you really write that down. Like we just want to get crystal clear on like how this is going to positively impact our lives and the people around you. All right, so then going into our next page. I hope you guys are enjoying this workbook. Okay, and then, so what are you going to do to achieve the goal? So maybe your goal, and you don't have to get super specific in the goal right now, where it's like, oh, I'm going to host retreats in Bali for 10 people. You can just kind of say, oh, I want to make, $250,000 this year. So that's, about 22,000 a month. So 20,000 a month, right? So it's like, okay, I want to make $20,000 a month. And then once you kind of have that, then you can even think from the end too, where it's like, what would I want to do to get $10,000 a month? Would I want to get, like a couple really high-end clients? And so you're getting like 5 high-end clients that, you're just devoting, a lot of your time to. They have 100% access to you based on your area of expertise, whether it's like health, confidence, business. And that could be, a 1 year, 6-month program, however, it feels right for you. And I definitely do dive into the business aspects of it in my programs. But today I really want to focus on who is the person that achieves this life goal, and what is the life goal in the beginning. And the reason that we set goals, so Bob Proctor always talks about having an A type, a B type, or a C type goal. And so these C type goals are the ones that they kind of scare you. Like it's so big that you're like, how could I even do this? And like, who do I think I am? And what are people going to think? But then it gets you so excited, like, oh my God, if I was able to accomplish that, like that would be amazing. So that's the kind of goal that you want. So now thinking, so what are you going to do to achieve that goal? So yeah, you're going to create a product, a service, or you're going to do a clothing line. When I went to Experts Academy for Brendan Burchard, he had Experts Academy, and actually I think it was Influencer Summit from him. And this lady, she had jewelry, and she was like a homeless, like she's from Africa, she was homeless. She just had like scrounge around for food. So she came from like a really low point, and then now she has this like sunshine jewelry collection. And so her whole point is like when someone wears it, that it brings them joy, and it gives them, puts a little sunshine in their life. And so I was like, what a beautiful message and vision. And so Jamie, I forgot her last name, but she was like, she just sold her company for $1 billion. Something beauty company, but she had rosacea, and so she just wanted to have a very nice makeup that would cover up her rosacea without being clumpy or coming off. And so she just went real women, real beauty, ended up blowing up this brand. She had no idea she was going to make $1 billion off of selling this brand. But yeah, what happened was she was on QVC, and then on QVC, it really blew up, but she didn't know how. That's the whole point. It's like her big vision was, I want people with rosacea to feel confident and sexy in their skin. So it's like, that's the vision, but she wants it to be for everyone with it. Like she wants all women to feel beautiful. So it's like, that's this huge vision. And then she doesn't know how. She didn't know how she's gonna get on QVC, because she tried a lot of different paths, trying to get into Sephora and other different big name stores. But then it wasn't until she got on QVC that she really blew up. And then also, had her branding and all the other things that come with it. But it starts with that really big vision, and then becoming the person, like getting that work ethic and that character, that of the person who has it. It Cosmetics. Yeah, thanks, Griselle. Yeah, oh my God, It Cosmetics. Yeah, so that was Jamie. Her story is so powerful. She's such a sweetheart. So yeah, I love that. All right, so then the next thing in the workbook, and then we'll go into homework. Always good to hear you speak. Oh, it's so good to hear you guys here. Okay, so once you have that big goal, then kind of breaking it down into smaller, clearer steps. So say, yeah, so if you have like a jewelry line, then it's like, okay, well, like who, and this is the thing, you just kind of keep going. So like with Jamie, it's just like, let me try to get into Sephora, let me try to get, and then she got a lot of rejection too. And then as she's moving along, someone introduced her to someone at QVC. So it's like that's the kind of thing, you don't know the how, you just keep going for it. You have the big vision, and then you start taking the steps necessary to achieve that vision. So just starting with where you are with what you know. So you're like, okay, I have a jewelry line. Okay, well, like maybe I can get into Target. Let me like research from some salespeople from Target, set up a meeting, show them my jewelry. So it's kind of like just whatever the next best step sounds like logically to you, or if you don't even have any jewelry yet, then it's like, who can I talk to? Or maybe there's like different network marketing companies that you can sell jewelry for. So yeah, it's really just kind of like, what's the best next step? And then taking that next step and confidently taking that next step, knowing I have this big vision, it's not about me. And then knowing that you're going to get like rejected, it's not going to be like just a smooth path. There's this little like squiggle meme on Instagram, and that's kind of how it goes. So yeah, so that's kind of the workbook. And so one of the things, reading her book, Believe It, you are, oh my God, I really want to check out that book. So let me know how it is. I think I'm gonna just get it too. But yeah, Believe It by Jamie. Do you know her last name, Griselle? I kind of forgot it. Okay, so the homework that I wanted to do is, this is Canva. So I wanted to actually show you guys the board that I have. But I'm kind of coming up with a different homework, or maybe you could do two if you really wanted to. So this is my vision board I did on Canva, and if you guys can see it. But basically, I want to get a new roof. So I have a new roof, and this is just like 5 pictures just in the next year of what I want to accomplish. I'm not making it super complicated. I want to remodel my house, make it like an open floor concept. Just deepen my relationship with my partner. I'd love to start a podcast and then get a new car. So those are just some of the bigger things. And I could put like a retreat on there with my friend, some clients in Bali. There could be a couple other things. Those are just this year what I really want to accomplish. But then the way how I'm going to accomplish that is, just definitely impacting more people and being of more service, through coaching and speaking and programs. So yeah, but that's the vision. So I look at that. I have that as my desktop screensaver. I have it just as a picture in my phone. That I like go to when I'm like writing down my goals and affirmations. So it definitely motivates me. Like, okay, like, and then what I did is I got quotes for the roof already. So now I know exactly like what I'm going for. So it's not just like a pipe dream fantasy. It's like, okay, this is how much money. They told me how much I need to put, down in the beginning when the parts arrive. At the end, it takes 7 days. So the thing is, it's like, being very active in the visualization. So it's not just kind of like a fantasy. If you want a new car, like test drive the car. So that's one of the things I need to do soon is like test drive. I love Jaguars. I never got one because just like my ex-boyfriend and my dad, they were saying like, oh, they're not very well made cars. And so I just took that as like, living from the outside in, oh yeah, like I can't get that, or I shouldn't get that. But it's like, no, but I want that. So now I'm like, I'm going to go test drive them, see which ones I like. And then, just have that to really keep me motivated. All right. And you guys, yeah, definitely tell me your goals. Because I really want to know what you're doing. And then also, the thing that I was telling you guys to do for homework was go into Canva, so canva.com, and you can just type in vision board. Thank you. So just type in vision board on Canva, and then it'll have different templates for you. So that was the template. I just dropped in the 5 pictures. So I just found pictures on Google Images, dropped in the 5 pictures. It probably took me like, 10, 15 minutes. So yeah. And then also if you are in business, Canva is a great tool to have. So I think you should definitely download the app, play around with it, look at the templates. If you want to start creating for social media, scheduling posts, you can create like freebies in there. So you can do a workbook template, they have ebooks, a bunch of great things. Canva is an amazing tool to use. So that's basically the end of our day 2, creating your clear life vision. And the main thing here is having the crystal clarity. So, and I think I talked about this yesterday, but it's like, if you want a new car, what's the make, model, and color of the car? If you want to go on vacation, then what is the, where do you want to go, for how long, where are you going to be staying? Like, just look it up, just plan the vacation. Like, you don't have to actually book it all, like, and pay for it, but plan the vacation. What hotels are you staying at? What places you're going to go for dinner? What entertainment are you going to have? Like, plan it now. So that's like creating the vision, is like creating it. So plan it all out. And so one of the things that I just researched is life booking. And then also Marissa Peer talks about a vision book. So I'm actually going to do this because I think it's awesome, but just getting a binder and then some cutouts of, I didn't bring my cutouts, but instead of like a vision board, like a vision book. So you can even have like, say you're at your very best weight. And so I would have different categories. So health, finance, relationships, your character, and then writing out, who you want to be, how you want to show up as. I'm a person that responds instead of reacts to, people that say things I don't like, or whatever it is, like, I have an attitude of gratitude throughout the day. I leave everyone with an impression of increase. So this would be part of your character. Health wise, I make sure that I have a green smoothie every day. I'm getting, at least 15 minutes of exercise. I do meditation just, to quiet my mind, to get connected, to de-stress, take a bath. I took a midday bath yesterday. That felt awesome. So, like create that vision. And so what they did is they had different areas. So I would really recommend doing this. So basically having the different areas of your life. And so these are the areas that they do in the life book. So your health and your fitness. So what do you want that to look like? Then intellectually, what are you taking in? So maybe who do you want your mentors to be? Who do you want to work with? What community do you want to surround yourself with? Emotionally, so what makes you happy, and making sure that you're inputting that into your life. So it's, I need to, take baths 3 times a week. I need to have dinner uninterrupted with no technology, or maybe just, movie on. I need to, get some sunshine and go for a walk. But doing those emotional things that are going to make you happy. Then the character, I talked a little bit about that, but who do you want to be? And then what does your spiritual foundation look like? Are you going to church on Sundays, waking up and meditating? Kind of what does that look like? And then also with your partner, what do you want your partner relationship to look like? Do you want to do weekly date nights? Do you want to, take showers together every night and, talk about your goals? Do you want to, whatever it is, but having it written down, because that's where the whole like life vision comes in, is you have like the vision, you have the script, you have it all written down for you. And then now it just becomes living it. And then also, what does your social life look like? Your financing, making sure that you're managing, money that's coming in, money that's coming out, saving for retirement. And then also, fun, quality of life. So writing all of this down. So I would write down all of those categories, and I'll post this in the group so you guys can look at it and then really think about what you want it to look like, what you want your life to look like in all of these different categories. So that was basically it for today. All the things I wanted to talk about. I really just hope that you guys are getting some value out of this. And the main thing is really doing the exercise. So it's one thing to just kind of like watch and like listen, like, oh, that's, interesting, and I can understand how that's helpful, but really, really doing it. So yesterday's on our belief systems and what you would do if you were fearless. Make sure, if you haven't done that, to definitely do that. And then for today's homework, creating that Canva vision board. That took me about 15 minutes, doesn't really take too long, but it's like something to look forward to. And then wherever our focus is going, the energy is flowing in there. So making sure you're doing the homework. And tomorrow we're going to talk about tuning in for guidance. So make sure you have your workbooks with you. And this is going to be really, really exciting, because this is where you can feel that you're trusted and you're guided, and you don't have to stress and worry, and you can just let things come to you and let things be easy, because whatever you believe is what's going to be true for you. If you believe it has to be hustle, and you believe it has to be hard, then that's how it's going to be. But if you believe, deeply in, and what we're also going to talk about, tuning in, and then like, what does that feel like? Because a lot of times people will say they want something, but then they have a lot of resistance in their body around it. So we'll dive into that too. So it was so good to see you guys here on Facebook. Thank you for the workbook. Yes. Oh yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I know it's so great when you print it and you can just hold on to it. I'm super old school in that way too. I'm so glad that you're using it and that it's helpful for you. Perfect. Well, if you do have any questions, feel free, you can ask them now, or type them in the comments, and I'll be, back on Facebook throughout the day. And then, doing the homework, it's just a game changer when you're actually doing it. I think I'd mentioned this before, but, I knew, wake up and do gratitude. That's going to kind of set your day up, but I didn't always do it. And then the days I did do it, like my day was so much like, I'm alive and life is good and I'm excited to be here. And like, what else what other amazing things can happen today? So that's kind of, doing the work. So that's the, so someone's asking me yesterday, like, how do you staying so positive? It's because I'm, doing the work, and you think it's like, why do I have to do this? Like, I know, yeah, I'm grateful, whatever. But it's like when you're actually doing the act of writing it down, you're putting yourself into that vibrational frequency of being grateful. And then that's what's going to just like elevate your mood, raise your vibration, and then you can like ride that along. So that was it for today, creating a clear life vision. And please let me know what you're working on and what that vision looks like for you and what your goal is over the next year. If you have that big 5-10 year goal, and really think big. I don't want you to limit yourself, because we live in a world of infinite possibilities. So yeah, think big, like, you want to get on Oprah? Like, it's possible. Do you want to make $1 million in a year? It's possible. So yeah, don't limit yourself, and really think big, because thinking big is going to have you not worry about those small problems, and it's going to really motivate you to do bigger and better and be better. So yeah, I'm going to put down those 10 characteristics of life in the life book that the guy was talking about. His name's John something. And then really focusing on who you need to be. So I really want you to kind of focus on that character part. That's where the self-mastery comes in, is who you are, who's the person that I just had achieved this goal. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. I'm so pumped. Yay! I'm so happy you're pumped. I'm pumped too. So nice seeing you tonight. Feeling a connection as speak. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the beautiful comments. Thank you for showing up. I hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, please do the work. It's amazing. Oh, and I have some prizes. So I'll mention the prizes in our group. So stay tuned. And yeah, make sure you're doing the homework. I will give you, till the end of the week to complete all the homeworks if you do want to be eligible to get the prizes. So I love you, and stay tuned. Bye.